Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to go over some updates with the land sale regarding Cornucopias. But first, let me know, did you mint a rare, legendary, or mythical? Because I didn't. Alright, so let's go over some of the land sale details for the last two mints for the small and medium. And then we'll touch on the large, the epic, and the copious. Alright, so 16k total assets sold so far. Volume traded 1.4 million ADA, that's huge. The floor price 174 ADA, and we'll touch on that in a moment, so we'll break that down a bit further. 5k all-time high sale. Oh, okay, so yeah, so 5k all-time high sale. So one of the assets sold for 5k, that was the highest. 3.9k unique assets sold, total transactions over 4k. Yeah, that's some pretty massive stats right there. And then we just have a look at the unique wallets that are holding these assets. So you got 7.8 or nearly 7.9k wallets that are holding these assets. And yeah, and then you got your whale stats. So you've got one whale over here that's got 102 assets in his wallet. So this guy is heavily invested in this project. Yeah, so you guys can check that out. And then so we're on OpenSea NFT right here, so you guys can actually go through and have a look at the recent transactions, which, you know, once you start getting into these NFT sales, you're going to want to check out what the stats are, so you get an idea of whether it's something you want to keep long term or quick flip. Alright, so we're going to go over the floor price in a bit more detail now for the small and medium, because we want to know what the, I guess, performance is of these assets. Like, you know, do people want them? Are people trying to sell them? Especially because you got 3 more mints coming and they're all at pretty high prices. And so we're going to touch on the small sale. So in the small sale, just come up to the JPEG store up here and then just type in, I just type in corn and then it comes up straight away. So Cornucopias land sales, zones 1 to 3. And then as we come down here, I just sort by low to high in the price range. I don't do any filters yet, but here we go. So the floor price is 174. That's for the small. And in a second, we'll have a look at a trick to have a look at the mediums. But for now, we can have a look at rarities. So if we want to go into rarities, we can do mythics first, and we'll have a look at what the floor price is for mythics. So for mythics, in your small plot, 1.7, nearly 1.8 k in ADA. So that's huge. If you're someone that spent 100 ADA in getting one of these small plots and you were fortunate enough to get a mythic, that's what, 18x right there. It's pretty decent. If we look at legendaries, 500. So there's a massive difference there between the floor price of the mythics and the legendaries. And let's have a look at rares. Alright, so your rares, 275 ADA floor price. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And uncommon, 190. So nearly 200 ADA for an uncommon. So yeah, they're performing quite well. And we don't know what it's going to be like in several months or several, you know, even a year's time from now. They could be skyrocketing in value. And it's all based on, you know, what their use case is, what they're doing with them. And so far from what I've heard, it's quite big. You know, it's no different from the real estate industry, but in the metaverse. Okay, so we're going to go look at the medium plots on JPEG store. Now, the trick to filtering medium, which is something that was discussed on the Discord channel, is by searching up the Cornucopias land plots. You know, you got your filters here, but what you want to do is just type in medium in this search bar right here. That will then filter to mediums, and now we can just follow that same process in searching via rarity to see that floor price. So with the commons, it's 294. With the mythics at medium plot, that's 2,450 ADA, so nearly 2.5k in ADA. which is not bad at all. That's pretty good. Your legendaries, 820 ADA floor price. Your rares at 460 ADA. And remember, these prices will change quite quickly, especially as we get more mints over the next few days. So you're gonna have your large, your epic, and your copious, and that's gonna who knows what that's gonna do, because first things first is there's more NFTs on the market. That means there's more supply on the market. Even though they're more expensive, it still means more supply. So it could saturate it and make some of the smaller medium plots cost less ADA, but we never know, because then you get your use case and utility and then your demand, and then the markets change and everything. So yeah, I think we went over rare. So rare's 460, and then if we have a look at uncommon, that is 345. So it's not too bad at all. It's my luck so far. I did the small and the medium mints so far, and I've just got a small common and then a medium uncommon. So I've got one of these bad boys right here. And yeah, I'm going to be participating in all the mints. I'll be participating in the large, the epic, and the copious, and I'll probably try to record it and show you guys what that experience is like, you know, with my finger on the trigger ready to buy. My tactic so far, which will give you an idea as to why I haven't recorded it, is to have all my other applications shut off and just have the Discord and the browser open ready to make that purchase. But I feel a bit more confident. I feel like I can record it, and I'll show you guys what that experience is like. Alright guys, so there's one other thing I want to touch on, and it's the revenue perspective of these mints so far that Cornucopias has provided. So they've done the small and the medium plots so far, and from what I recall, and please just correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to sound like I don't know exactly what's going on here, but your small plots were 1,000 plots in total that were minted, and your medium plots were approximately 4,600. So that's 14.6k, but it looks like they're saying 16,000 on OpenSea NFT. So my numbers may be a bit off here, but we know from the guidelines that they produced that they did a snapshot of what the ADA to USD value was, so that they know that they can price it in USD, because they did mention in their COPI Cafe number 10 that they got to pay wages. So you know, as fluffy duffy as it is, people don't want to accept their wages in a volatile cryptocurrency. So you know, we have to respect that. So the small plots, USD 102, and that was the equivalent of 174 ADA. And for the medium plots, I'm going to look at my notes right down here. It is 210 USD at 359 ADA. So what we're going to do now is just focus on the ADA value, and we can work from there. So again, I'm taking an estimate on this. I'm going to make the assumption that they've sold 10,000 small plots, and the assumption that they've sold approximately 5,000 medium plots. I just want ballpark figures because I don't want to get into the nitty gritty of it, otherwise it'll just be too much. So what we're gonna say is we got 10,000 plots at 174 ADA, so that's 1.74 million ADA, and that is approximately, or that is nearly 1 million USD. And then your medium plots at approximately 4,600, that gives us a total of 1.651 million ADA, which is approximately $930,000. Yeah, 930,000 USD. So that brings the approximate revenue to nearly 2 million USD from the mints so far, approximately. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean that's great. They've still got 3 more mints to go, and when we look at this from a business model perspective, so that you know that they're bringing in revenue, and then they've got to be able to allocate those that revenue or that resource now according to their timeline, according to their goals and their objectives, and that reflects what requirements they need. We can't also forget the royalties. So when to put that into perspective, they make 5% commission per sale on secondary market. So if I put my small plot for sale and I manage to sell it for 150 ADA, Cornucopias gets 5% of that. Now let's put that into a much bigger perspective, and let's say the monthly trading volume on the secondary market was $1 million. Now, what's 5% of $1 million? No, seriously, what is it? You guessed it, $50,000 in 1 month. So 1 million in trading volume in 1 month, that's $50,000. So when we talk about a sustainable, revenue model, that's what we're looking at right there. That's Cornucopias' long-term longevity. So yeah, I've got really high hopes for this project. I think it's great that they're bringing in revenue like this, and it's not just revenue that's being forced. I mean, there's quite a demand for these assets, these land plots that they're minting right now, or that we're minting right now, and I really hope that the team at Cornucopias can allocate those resources wisely, and that they can look at the long-term picture. They look at 3 or 4 years out, and they're looking at the game development in such a way that it's going to sustain them in the long term. Because the last thing we want as the community members is to get rug pulled, and I don't think that's going to happen with Cornucopias at all. But it's not to say that other projects haven't been through that situation before and that they're going to rug pull. I think that a lot of projects in the space can look at Cornucopias and look at what they're doing and learn from that, which is more power to them. Just want to go over some more little details about the upcoming mints for the large, epic, and copious plots. So just a high level overview, because a lot of us have already minted and we're already ready. We've got that experience, and again, finger on the trigger, ready to go. So we know we spoke about the plot sizes in the last video. The amount was something that we didn't talk about too much. So there are your prices right there, and what do you know? I got one of the prices wrong. No, wait, these were the prices, and then they amended them, made them even cheaper, this was amazing. I thought that was great. So here we have the allocations, based on the rarity. So to give you a bit of a comparison, with your small plots, your chances of getting a mythic are 270. With a copious plot, being that you'll probably mint it for around, I think it's 1,700 ADA, there is only a 2.5% chance out of 240, which is, there's only a chance that you'll get 1 of 6 if you mint for the copious plots. That's you're gonna be the luckiest person alive that day when you mint a mythic copious. I really want to see what they go for on the secondary market. Here we have the adjusted prices, so the prices now, what they're valued at for the mints. As we discussed, 102 for the smalls, 210 for the medium. These are the USD prices, and so the next 3 mints. So we got 310 USD worth in ADA, then we got 650 worth in USD, in ADA. And then 1,000 USD worth in ADA. So, and we know, looking at the charts, that as we start to get into the large, epic, and copious plots, that there's less to mint per each tier. So these are gonna get a bit competitive, but then it gets offsetted by the fact that the prices are a lot higher. So there's other people that are, they can't participate in it because they just don't have the ADA right now. And considering that the markets have been dipping quite a lot, I don't think many people have much money right now. These are the prices now, that were the current prices, and I'll skip straight to the large, epic, and copious. So your large, 530 ADA. Your epic is 1,111 ADA, and your copious is at 1,709 ADA, which is quite a huge price for a mint. That is probably the biggest price for a mint I've seen so far. and that was all taken from a snapshot at 1800 UTC. I believe that was on the 6th or the 5th of sorry, the 3rd of June, and that snapshot was valued at 0.585 USD. So there's been a bit of an update with the way the minting process is going to work, and it's a minor change. It's nothing too drastic. What they discovered in the first 2 mints is before the last tier got to mint, the NFTs, these plots of lands, were already being sold on the secondary market for less than the mint price. So the floor price was less than the minting price, which kind of staggered the I guess the progress of how quick they could sell these NFTs with the sellout period, which it comes off as a bit of a risk, but you know, they put a light control measure in to make sure things are running a bit more smoothly. Alright, so there's not too much to summarize in this video. Just be prepared, be ready for your land sales if you're going for the large, epic and copious plots, because you know, like they're probably the much better ones to get, to be honest. Just, you know, be ready, make sure your wallet's clear, or your UTXOs are all in order. If you got any apps running in the background, if you're streaming anything, I would cut all that off before the mint. What you could do if you're really concerned, before minting, maybe 2 or 3 hours out before you mint, go and buy a $6 NFT on on JPEG store. Just, yeah, get something and see if that transaction goes down smoothly. It should happen pretty quick. If it doesn't, then I would be very concerned. So maybe try downloading and using a different wallet like Giro or Eternal. You know, anything you need to learn is always one YouTube video away from figuring out. For the guys in Australia, keep your head up. I know the mint takes place around 12 o'clock to the time span of you know, 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So, you know, keep at it. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next video.